السلام عليكم على الجميع. اليوم الحلقة الثانية من سلسلة مدارس عالم الطيران، واليوم زرت مدرسة أو كلية أفياتور في فورت بيرس. الكلية مقرها في مطار تريجر كوست انترناشونال. هو مطار دولي لكن مستخدم بأكثر الأوقات أو بأكثر الرحلات اللي هي مدخل لأمريكا، بدل ما الشخص ينزل مثلا على ميامي أو ينزل على فورت لودرديل. المطارات مكلفة، ففي ان بعض الاشخاص والبرايفت جيتس بينزلوا في المطار هذا وبعدين بتنقلوا داخل الولايات المتحده، لانه في عندك كمان اللي هي اليو اس كاستمز اللي هي الجوازات الامريكيه. الكليه مقرها بيكون في وسط ولايه فلوريدا في مدينه فورت بيرس، بعيده ساعتين عن ميامي، ساعتين وثلث عن ميامي، وتقريبا ساعه و40 ساعه و50 دقيقه عن اورلاندو. وتقريبا هي المدرسه الوحيده اللي موجود في المطار هذا بتوفر فيه تدريس الطيران. حاعمل انترفيو ان شاء الله مع واحد من المدربين او المسؤولين في الاداره في الكليه، وحيكون المحادثه بالانجليزي، لكن انا ان شاء الله بعد المحادثه باخر الحلقه حاعطيكم مجمل الحديث او ايش النقاط المهمه اللي تكلمنا عليها.
So good morning everyone. My name is Juan David Chemas. I'm part of the admission personnel here at Aviator College. Today we're going to show you the installations. I hope you enjoy, and any question you have, please just let me know, okay? So let's start by here. This is our main building. Let's open this way. This way is opening. There you go. So we have front desk on this side. It's a two-story building. Of course, we have some nice planes here. Dreamliner, an Airbus A380 right here. On the right side we have what it's called bookstore, and it's also where people get their mail. Okay, so basically when all students that live in campus are going to be receiving the mail right here, so there's no theft or there's no anything lost. Okay, so we all receive the mail here, and students come here with the line and they receive their packages. Okay, if they buy from Amazon or things like that. Let's continue this way. Say hi to Oscar. Mm-hmm. So let me take you to the pilot shop. These huge boxes right here, they're for the mail. So of course we have to bring the mail. Actually don't arrive to this position. The mail comes all the way to the main road. So we bring all the packages down here, so people like him he's an instructor here. Okay, so how to identify? We have our bars, of course. If you have no bars, you are a student pilot. If you have just one, you're going to be a private pilot. 2, instrument pilot. 3, commercial, multi-engine and single engine. And then you have golden wings, you're an instructor. Okay, so that's how we identify ourselves. So Mr. here, what's your name? Kaiser. He's in charge of receiving packages and selling stuff here in the pilot shop. Like you can see, we have posters, we have headsets, we have knee boards, all your requirements, your daily basis here in Aviator College. Shirts, all sizes for girls also, for pilots, and we have all the books required for studying aviation meteorology. We have the cable. We have here the PTS and the basically standards for all the check rides and exams. So it's pretty good to have them here. Although they're free on the website of the FAA, there's some students that they like to have it physically, so we have them here. We have calculators for instrument flying, some headlamps, some lamps, bags, and well, everything that you can imagine. Of course, knee boards and everything. On this side, we have all the admissions. Of course, now with COVID, we try to maintain people working different hours. Okay, here's one of our offices where we actually talk to parents. On this side, we have Mark's office. He right now is on leave of absence. He's in charge of the American recruitment, okay, with Hannah. We have Hannah here.
Hello.
And then we have my office here. So I'm in charge, of course, of all the international students, Spanish speakers, more or less, since I'm from Colombia, well, I speak Spanish. And I take care of TSA, okay? I take care of some other documents that I help with about everything, okay? Sure. I'm also a student here, I'm also a flight instructor, so I have like everything doing at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the TSA fingerprinting office in this side. So only a TSA agent can come here. I'm not an agent, but we have someone in the field that can take the fingerprints for students so they can start flying. Okay? Let's go this way.
Do you start the TSA process prior they come here?
Yeah, we do. We require them, we send them a guide, TSA guide. Once they receive, once the student finish the orientation and everything, we send them a package. The package contains, of course, his letter of acceptance letter and his TSA letter, okay, where is the procedure to follow in order to get acceptance from TSA. Some students do it before, some students wait and do it here. We suggest them to do it before, because if you don't get accepted from TSA, well, you just lost your trip. Okay, so it's something to do maybe prior to come.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
But it's pretty easy. This side we have library, okay, where students and well, in this case, instructors study a little bit. We have civil on this side, okay. Well, actual library, we have all the documents required for training, okay. All the books, we have reference shelf here where you cannot take home, but everything that you see here, you can be taken home. We also have an online library. It's called Moodle. Okay, the online library contains all documents required for studying, so you actually don't need to purchase anything. If you have an iPad, it's just going to be working good. Okay, so that's how I did when I came here in 2016. I downloaded everything to my iPad and I was studying from my iPad. And then, well, for my instructor ratings, I wanted to have the actual book so I could highlight and have everything. Well, then I bought the books in bookstore. Okay. But before that, I had everything on my iPad.
Right.
Yeah. Here's some students, some computers to, of course, study and print some stuff. Okay, so we have availability for all students to print whenever they need to. Okay, so this is what a normal classroom looks like. We are a Part 141 school. Therefore, we offer ground school for all our courses. So instrument, commercial, private. Usually it's going to be one student per table. Now with COVID, we're trying to keep them all apart. And we have a classroom for each type of class that we're giving, okay? Yep. Let's go this way. So yeah, this classroom usually is for, right now in COVID, we're using it a lot because it's bigger, therefore we can put more students. But before it was used for graduations, it was used for instructor meetings, student meetings, things like that, because it's one of the biggest classrooms we have. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Here more offices, more classrooms, right and left. We have something really good that helped me when I came here back in 2016 was English. Of course, in Colombia, we don't speak English that much. So I did high school in English, but when I came here, I had a little bit of trouble with my English. I still do a little bit. So I took here English class with Dr. Michelle, okay? She helped us to all international students to achieve the level of English that we require. So it's maybe not a must, but some students decide not to take it, but I suggest to take it all the time, okay? Because a better English is going to be better for your training at the end, okay? Yeah, right. For communication. And now that, I mean, we have different nationalities here, so English is the only way to communicate within instructors, within students, so it's really good to have it. And it's not only English, it's going to be aviation English. So it's going to help you with communication with tower, communication with planes, with communication with ground. So all that stuff that we need, we have that here, okay? Perfect. So it's a really good class. It's this one, let me see. Mostly have computers in this one. Yeah. And all the airport diagrams that we try to go while flying. Orlando, that's Miami, Miami. Procedures, all that stuff. Yeah. Turn the lights off. Okay. Now, important here, it's our CAT testing office. The CAT testing office is where students take their written exams. Okay. So it's important because for all your licenses, you're required to pass 3 exams. Your written exam, your flight exam, and a ground portion of the exam. So the written exam is going to be taken here. It's $160 per exam. That's an FAA fee. So you pay to the FAA. And the good thing is that we have it here in our school. So students, they don't have to go to another school and just show up and no. It's just here. You can, as a student, you can pay with the funds that you already have in your school account. So you don't need to take cash somewhere and bring cash here. No, everything's already manual, automatically. So it's pretty good. We have a set of 5 computers inside, all from the FAA, and we have an FAA girl here that monitors all the exams. So it's available 24/7. Okay. We have the conference room on this side. On this side, we have our president and vice president's offices, Mr. Mike Cohen and Ari Cohen. This is the CRJ. Okay, it's the jet transition training that we offer. It's going to be composed of 40 hours total of flights. The instructor was a student here. Now it's a first officer for SkyWest. Okay, so of course it's just going to be instructor, student 1 and student 2 for 40 hours. 20 hours on the right seat, 20 hours on the left seat. Fully functional with a 180-degree screen in the back.
And this is for the CRJ?
This is for the CRJ jet transition course, yeah. On this side, we have the ground school for the jet transition. Okay, so it's the same. Here is where, of course, prior to go to the simulator, you want to come here and have some ground with the instructor. The class is going to be for more students, okay, but you're going to just go with another student to the simulator.
Yeah, partner.
Yeah, one partner, yeah. And it's good because you're going to be starting to learn about all the crew management and all this stuff that you actually don't need that much in a single engine aircraft or in a small aircraft like the ones we have outside. We're more focused into aeronautical decision making and all that stuff. Okay, on this side, another good stuff that we have here, it's Mr. Dr. Peter Kittler. He's the FAA doctor that we have in-house.
So you have in-house aviation medical examiner?
Yes, sir. So in case you need to renew your medical certificate like I did, you just come here, pay him his fee, and that's it. You get your new exam. He has his full equipment inside, and he's up for, I think he works like 3 or 4 days a week. So in case you have any also issue that you may have, like, hey, I'm feeling bad, what do you think? He's also good for all those type of questions, you know. Really nice guy. But here is actually my favorite classroom, because the AC is good here. There's no one. There's a big board, so any student can come here and study whenever they want. Okay, so if you need a board to study, you can use it. Okay, but commonly this is an EASA room. Okay, these 2 rooms that I'm about to show you, they're for EASA students. Okay, for the other side of the EASA training that we have. Okay, so this is called the EASA classroom number 2. Okay, and this is the EASA classroom number 1. Right now they're having an exam. So this is the classroom that I talked to you about. They have the cameras and everything to take the exams. So here's where they take the ATPL classroom. Okay, this is one of the biggest rooms that we have.
Nice.
Okay, now let's go downstairs. Let me take you to a cafeteria real fast. You can see on this side we have some housing. Maybe we can walk a little bit later. Once we finish, we can go all the way there.
Please.
This is housing where students live. That's a pool right here.
So accommodation is exactly right.
It's right here, yeah. So we have 3. This is one of the 3. This is main campus. So students here, well, they live in the airport. So it's pretty simple to just come here and walk and just get into the plane. Then if you the thing about here is that it's going to be houses of 4 rooms, each room with 2 students, so it's pre-planned. Okay. If you wanted some more privacy, okay, you can get one of the other dorms that we have, one in Portofino landings in Fort Pierce and one in Vero Beach housing, which are private rooms. Okay, you just share the house with 2 more students, so it's pretty it's different. Okay, and we offer transport between the housing. Okay, so you don't need to care about if you have a car or not. Okay, so that's pretty good.
Is there, do you know a price, or is there a fixed price for the transportation?
So the transportation is free.
Free
transportation. Free transportation between our campuses towards here. Okay, from our students. Okay, I actually live pretty close from one of the housing. Okay, I live with my girlfriend, but whenever I don't have the car or something, I just walk to one of the housing, and the guy that take the shuttle just takes me home, because he knows I'm from here, you know. And but yeah, we also take the shuttle Walmart, so students can do the groceries. And Walmart, the Walmart area, it's they have some restaurants, they have some entertainment, they have a movie theater, they have a gym right there, so they can use the shuttle to go and come back. So we offer that to students, and that's it. Of course, it's much better if you have a car, okay, because you can go anywhere you want. But maybe sometimes having a car is expensive, and maybe for some students it's hard to get the car the first month they arrive here. So what I suggest is come stay with us 6 months, maybe a couple months, see how everything deals up with your training, then buy a car, then look for somewhere else to live. Maybe if not, just stay with us, because we can offer everything that you need. Okay, so cafeteria here. Usually this was packed with people. Back in the time we used to have couches here and like a little lounge, but now with COVID we just, you see, just only two chairs per table. Everything that you have here, you can just purchase it either 3 ways. You can add money to your account here by cash. You can pay with your credit card, or you can pay with your actual account. Okay, and you just scan it, beep, and then you go. So okay, that's it. We don't offer food. We used to offer food, okay, in school. That table was for a buffet that we used to give from students. But the thing is that since COVID came, we tried not to bring as much people here to the actual cafeteria. And well, we'll see how it's gonna be in a couple of months. You know, the thing is that we also, here in the airport, there's right by the FBO, there's a restaurant called Tiki. It's where we all go actually to have lunch. It's really good food, fast food, American food. But it's a good restaurant. They offer some discounts for us since they were pretty close. Okay, so students used to just walk. Something good about Aviator is that since we have an F1 visa, we're able to give some time to students to apply for a job, okay, a part-time job. Of course, we take care of that the students have good grades first, and they're taking care of their flight training, and only the best students get some times as working, okay, prior to their actual work time as an instructor. Okay, so we have, like in front desk, remember Oscar? He's a student actually. We have here Mr. I forgot his name, but he's a student also, and he's working, helping with the shuttle, okay? And once we go inside, the temperature guy is a student. We have someone working in front in dispatch, also a student. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, Mr. Pedrito. Actually, he's one of my students. Yep, temperature.
What's your number?
18.
All right.
So we're in dispatch. Okay, this is Academy operations. Okay, flight operations. On this side, we have the instructor room, where we have some computers where we do all the paperwork. Aviation is fueled on paperwork, so if we don't have paperwork, well, aviation is going to fall. We have all the paperwork from students and all the records in this office. So in case the FAA comes and they need to check something, well, they're free to come, okay? We are really strict on this. So paperwork is a really big thing in Aviator College. For every lesson, for each lesson, we print a paper with the requirements, things that a student did good, things that needs to work a little bit more. We have a system for that, okay? And it's really good to keep track also of the hours the student has, okay? And of course, the things that are doing good or the things that are doing bad. We have here debrief areas for pre-flight and post-flight, okay? Where they do, we have some boards in case they need to explain something, where state checks take place, like this way. It's a pretty big operation. Safety, okay? Safety is a big thing here, and for all flight schools, we need a safety guy, call it that way. His name is Udaya. He's from India. He helped us with all the safety regulations for our airport. We're the only flight school in the area, although sometimes there's safety hazards, so we try to mitigate them as much. Okay, we're in dispatch. This is front desk. Will our operations start? So we have here the dispatcher. His job is to check documents of students. So he's a student. He's approaching the dispatcher. He's showing him his documents for flying. Okay, prove that he's legal to fly. And then the instructor, in this case, this side, he's going to take the can that gray can over there. I'm going to take the keys from the plane and go back to fly. So it's like that easy, okay? Okay, this is our flight line. Okay, so everywhere where you see a T on the floor, a yellow T, there's a plane right there, okay? Most of them are flying because it's a beautiful sunny day in Florida.
Right.
So, but let me take you to the new planes, okay? We have mostly Piper aircraft, okay? We have Piper Archer TX. All these ones, we have a total of 10 new aircrafts that were built between 2020 and 2021. The newest are these 4 right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. They will arrive to us January this year, okay? All these ones right here arrived December last year. So they have low hours. Most of them, they don't have not even 1,000 hours. But let me show you, okay? Okay, so this plane is 180 horsepower, single engine aircraft. They're the last thing in the last thing, actually. Even the lights look, they're LED. So this is the G1000 glass cockpit. Okay, so Garmin, we have in this case we don't have autopilot in this plane, but we do have in other ones, because these ones we mainly use for instrument and commercial training. For the actual time building for students, we have autopilot in case they need. The good thing about this, we have air conditioning. So here in Florida, perfect. We got it right here. There's a compartment that opens by the tail, and we have really good air coming in. And but you can see it's pretty new aircraft. We have charging ports and everything in case you could charge your phone. Yeah, pretty good back seat. And this plane was what, 2021? Yeah, this plane. Yep, 2021. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Backup instruments, we have Garmin, a small Garmin here, but it's pretty.
G5?
The G5, yeah. And it's pretty the last thing in what you can get for an Archer. Okay.
Right.
And that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Pretty nice stuff. So we have total of this one's 10 of these ones. Same thing.
Same configuration.
Same configuration. Yep. Then we have the other ones, like that red one, 808 Alpha Charlie. That one is also from our school, but they don't have air conditioning. They have autopilot. Okay. And if you see Alpha Charlie in the call sign, it means Aviator College.
Oh.
Yep. So these ones are our own aircraft. Okay. These ones are all our Archers, but the difference is that these ones, instead of having G1000, they're 6. Okay, they're mostly used for EFT, European Flight Training. So this one's right here. You can take a look at this one. So yeah, it's a little bit different. You see? Basic instruments.
Okay.
But it's the same thing. It's the same aircraft, just a different instrumentation. Okay. Now let's take a look. So this one is the same as this too. Now let's take a look at the multi-engines that we have. So we have 2 types. Okay. Well, 2 different type of aircraft. Okay, we have the Seminole PA-28, PA-44, 180, sorry, multi-engine aircraft. Pretty good aircraft, and we have the old mighty Duchess. I want to show you the difference, in a little bit. Honestly, this is a must. This is what I can say about this plane. This is contemporary aircraft, call it that way. It's not faster, but it's kind of like more comfortable to fly. Also, it has a glass cockpit. Okay, let me show you. I love flying these ones. So yep, this is an Aviator So instead of having a G1000, it has two G430s that are connected to these avalanche systems. This plane has autopilot located right here. We have the ADSB, we have the autopilot on this side, and we have also air conditioning for this aircraft. So it's basically everything that you can ask. So in case that you want to fly this one, well, perfect. This is what we mainly use for multi-engine. But we have our Duchess, that is the other multi-engine aircraft that we have. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around 10 multi-engine for the same configuration.
About 10 multi-engine?
10 of these ones. Okay, but right now we have operational, what's that, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Then we have the Duchess. So the Duchess is, for me, it's my favorite plane. It's old, but it flies really fast. The performance is amazing. Thing is that with Duchess, Beechcraft stopped building this aircraft. So whatever parts we have is the remaining. So they get a little bit old. The pricing is cheaper also, but still you can fly them. We kind of changed a little bit the configuration because this plane was 6-pack. And we bought a Garmin, we increased a little bit the things, we changed the seats and everything, so we have the same configuration for this couple floor in case we want to buy them. And then on this side we have the regular, call it regular, okay, Warrior, Piper Warrior, 6-pack, so pretty simple, kind of the same as the Archers I showed you, but just a little bit simpler. Instead of having 180 horsepower, this one they have 160 horsepower. We have a total of all these right here, and we have a total of 5 Cessnas in the back. We used to have a lot more Cessnas, but now we're changing our fleet to complete Piper. Okay. They're better maintained, Piper. Yeah. And we have the factory right here in Bear Beach. So that's why, because I did my training in Cessna. Actually, there's a Cessna firing up right now on the edge. Correct. So we have here a hangar. We're open 24/7. We're open seven days a week, sunrise to sunset. Here's where we fix the things. You know, what I like here is our maintenance. Honestly, machines are machines. They break all the time. So the procedure is always getting a plane, go all the way to the far end of the ramp. Test the aircraft, okay, you put full power, you take power out. It's called run up. And once you finish run up, if everything's good, you go flying. If not, you just bring it here, you park it, you tell the guys, and you change plane. They fix it. And that's how we operate.
So
okay?
You can change plane if something happens?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because like you can see, we have a ton of planes to use.
All your aircraft?
All these ones. All of this. All the things that I can show you, they're all ours. Yep. We have 3 runways, okay, opposing runways, of course. 1 training runway just for landings, okay, that we mainly use. We have ILS approaches, we have air nav approaches, we have VR approach with our airport verbiage. We have basically all your instrument training can be done here, so you don't have to do cross country to get that localizer or that ILS approach that you require for your instrument training. You can do it here. So that's pretty good. That's something that I knew when I was already here, because there's some people down in Miami that they have to do a localizer and ILS approaches all the way in West Palm Beach or do cross country to get that done. Here we have it just a couple 10 miles out from here. Okay, so let's continue this way. This is the waiting area. So of course 10 minutes before the flight you have to always do your weight and balance and all the configurations for your flight. This is where we check the weather, and we have all the calculations. Kind of rusty now students, they just do it in their own, but we still have it here displayed in case you forget your iPad or something. Sure. We just have all the numbers and calculations here. Some weather and some computers where you can check the weather. Okay, here we have offices for the state checks. Okay, state checks, since we are a 141 school, we offer students the chance to be tested before the actual check ride, the actual flight. So we have stage 1, stage 2, and end, of course. If the students successfully pass all these exams, we kind of, not guarantee, but kind of like we approach the student almost what it's going to be the check ride. So they're going to be more prepared. Okay, that's what granted us under the FAA something called self-evaluation, meaning that we can give ourselves our check elements licenses to students for the commercial training, because we have a high rate pass. Okay, we offer the radio telephony exam, we offer the ATPLs, we offer everything, and of course all the crew here are from Europe. They have the experience. Our chief pilot, he was flying for, let me see, I don't remember, but he was flying in Europe for quite a long time. This way. It's gonna be a little bit dark. We keep it this way. We have the simulators for the multi-engine aircrafts here. This is the simulator for a single engine aircraft that we have. We barely use it. It's part of the TCO, but we don't use it that much. But on this side, we have the simulators for the Seminole. Okay, so 180-degree screen, glass cockpit. You can see it's the same plane that we have outside. We have two of these ones, the same, one here and one here. And we have this one that is for free. It's the cockpit of B-76, one of the Dodges. So you can just come here and sit down and practice the flows. We have this, what's called dark lights. Yeah, pretty good simulator time.
In total, how many simulators?
We have 1, 2. We're gonna bring another one of these ones right here. So we're gonna have 4, 5 with this one, 6 upstairs, and that's it.
Okay.
6 simulators. So for training, right now we're in the transition. Like I told you, we used to have a lot of Cessnas. For private, we used to train student pilots on Cessnas, 6-pack, Romeo models, but since we have a Piper factory right here in the corner, well, we decided to change everything, and we're just using the Piper Warrior that we have, single engine, 160 horsepower, to use for PPO. So we have 6-packs and we have Avirines. Avirines means 2 G430s and 2 Avirine screens. So we have that in order, if the student wants only to fly 6-pack, well, we can leave him on 6-pack. If the student wants to have more availability of airplanes, well, we can put them on the Avirines also, but it's only going to be on the Warriors, Piper Warriors, okay? We tend to, I'm an instructor, I like to teach my students in 6-pack first, okay? Have their experience first with 6-pack and then move to the glass cockpit. Because right now it's good to know both, especially now with the industry being everything in glass cockpit. If you start training with the glass cockpit early, you're gonna have that information better for future, you know. So well, we have both. Okay, that's for private. For instrument training, we have the new Archers, like the ones I show you, G1000. Okay, so it's gonna be fully on G1000. We're gonna be throwing some, maybe couple flights on 6-pack. Okay, just to do instrument procedures in 6-pack, because the FAA still requires you to be able to fly any type of aircraft under instrument conditions, regardless if it's G1000, Avirine, if it's 6-pack. Okay, so it's part of it. You can get tested on any plane. Okay, but mainly we keep the G1000s for instrument training. Then we go to commercial. Commercial is divided into 3 things. We have commercial stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Stage 1 is mainly used, well, actually any of our planes, even the Cessnas, is for commercial maneuvers on a single engine aircraft. Okay, so we use the Cessnas, we use the Warriors, we use the Archers, G1000, the Archer TX, and but they're all the single engines. Okay, just 10 hours there. Then they're gonna have to do 55 hours of time building, students, so they can take whatever planes they want. We have some Archers that have autopilot, so they can take those ones if they want. They can take the Cessnas if they think that they want to take the Cessnas. They have all the planes available for themselves. So we try to keep them busy at night, so they're gonna be doing their time building at night. You can go out of the country, yes, Canada, Mexico, I don't know, but you definitely can. Okay, if you have the correct documentation, you can do it. Usually students tend to stay in Florida, okay, because weather in Florida is perfect. But there's some students that they want to go far, and they can go all the way to, the last student that I knew went to New York. So they can do that. A couple of my students, when I was a student, I was actually planning to go to California, but the weather got really bad there, so we decided just to stay in Florida. But that's something you can do. So there's some students that fly out of state. Of course, there's going to be some precautions. We're going to take a look at the flight plans. We're going to take a look where they're going to be staying, where the plane is going to be standing, and but it has been done. Okay, so that's a stage 2 for commercial. Then we have commercial 3, where we do all the multi training. Okay, for now our number 1 aircraft is the Seminole. Okay, since we have the simulators for the Seminole and the ones that I show you out. Yeah, but in case you want to also fly the Duchess, it's a little bit cheaper. You can also do that. The instructors, we all know all the aircrafts. By the time you become instructor, you have to do some checkouts in all the aircrafts that we have, in case your student wants to choose this one or this one or this one. So it's about that, you know. Then for your instructor ratings, you have to do CFI, CFII, and MEI. So certified flight instructor, certified flight instructor instrument, and multi-engine instructor. And you can choose whatever you want that are from our fleet to do your training. If you want to do your CFII in Cessna, you can do that. If you want to do it on an Archer, you can do that. It's whatever you feel more comfortable. Okay, and of course the same thing for the MEI. Right now the numbers, I think we're up to the 60 planes that we have in the fleet. Of course we have our own maintenance, so that's pretty good in case, like I told you, engines fail, or well, not engines fail, but things fail. So and we try to we instructors here are really into looking for little things to squawk a plane, that's how we call it, so they can take care of it, and we just take another one. You know, you can never be too safe, and especially what happened here in Florida a couple weeks ago down in South Florida. Well, we try to keep our planes in the best condition. Yeah, and of course once they get too old or something like that, we just leave them on the side and we just purchase new, like the ones you saw, they were brand new. So we have the commercial pilot training program. That is the basic program, call it that way, where we have private pilot on a single engine, instrument training on a single engine, and then multi-engine aircraft. Okay, so you're gonna be doing around minimum 200 hours of pilotage here in Aviator College under 141 school. You have the option to add your instructor ratings, but still you're gonna be under the M1 visa. So it's just gonna be doing your instructor ratings for not staying here in the United States because of your visa, of course. So it's the basic program. Of course, there's some students, especially some students from South America, that they like that program because you just require 200 hours. I think, no mistake, from in Saudi they require just 250 hours. Right. So maybe that's a good option, you know, for those students that they just want to come here and train at the premium, let's call it that way. They can do that and they just leave. They can do that if they're not worried to get more experience or anything like that here in the United States. That's a good program. Okay, if that's not what you're looking for, if you're looking for a place maybe to stay, okay, and build your hours, because in aviation everything's around hours, especially here in the United States where you require 1,500 hours to go on an airline. Well, you have to fill that gap from finishing with 250 hours all the way to 1,500. So that's where we do instructor ratings, right? The second program, the associate's degree, offers you that, offers you the chance to come do your commercial pilot training, okay, add the instructor ratings, the 3 instructor ratings, get your wings, and of course study some general education classes. You have to do basic classes like physics, chemistry, biology, algebra, some 6 general education classes, 2 electives of aviation, meteorology, aerodynamics, you have aviation safety, pilot requirements, things like that, and the CRJ training that I show you upstairs with the big simulator. Once you completed all this stuff, in order for you to graduate, you have to do some hours under the internships that we offer here, so you can stay here and do more. Okay, you're now talking about not only doing 250 hours, but maybe a little bit more. Okay, maybe doing 600 hours. And the good thing is that the hours that you do as an instructor, we pay you. Okay, they pay us. They pay me $20 the hour that I do with my students. So if I do the maximum 8 hours per FAA regulation, well, I'm doing let's say a good day of mine, call it that way. Okay, something that can go back into funds that I used to pay my career or just living here, you know. And the best thing is that I'm building my hours, building experience. You know, in Colombia, the airlines, they require 1 year of experience Where are you gonna get in 1 year of experience if you're not doing crab dusting, if you're not doing area photography, if you're not doing something like that? Well, Instructor Ratings for me is a lifesaver, you know. And of course, since you finish your associates, now you require the airlines, you only require 250 hours to 1,250 hours to join an airline to get that ATPL, okay, ATP license instead of the 1,500. So that's something good, you know, that's something good to do.
Reduces the requirements.
So the requirements go down, so it's a little bit better. You're gonna be doing your associate's degree under the F1 visa, so you're gonna be able to apply for some permits that the government can give you. And of course, we're gonna guide you here in Aviator College how to obtain them, so you can maximize that you're staying here in the United States, okay? Now, if you wanna do much more, okay, if you wanna take 2 more years from your associates, you can take the bachelor's, okay? The bachelor's is the 2-year continuation of your associates. There's 3 main focuses of the bachelor's. We have the instructor program or instructor pathway, where you take more instruction, and you basically you want to dedicate your bachelor's toward instruction. So you want to become a really good flying instructor, call it that way. We have the ATPL or the ASA pathway, in case you want to do upon your FAA, you want to do also your EASA licenses and your ASA ATPLs. We can offer you that pathway, or the professional way. The professional way is you want to go to the airline right away here in the United States. So it's depending what you want, depending of where you're from. Also, you choose what you actually require, and we're all here to guide you to what is better for you. Okay, so it depends on the country, of course. Like me in Colombia, we don't really require the professional pilot one. We just require maybe be an instructor. Maybe if you're from Europe or from Asia, well, maybe the ASA, it's gonna be better for you. So it's all about the things that we can offer here that maybe can suit you better. Okay, so Aviator College is located in the Fort Pierce International Airport. We are 2 hours north from Miami, like 2 hours and something, 2 hours and a half, and like 1 hour 40 minutes from Orlando to the south, call it southeast. We're located over the shore, so it's windy sometimes. The good thing about Aviator College is that yes, it's an international airport, but it's not as busy as some international airports. Okay, so it's a Class Delta. Starting from there, Class Delta is not the smallest type of airspace that we have here in the United States, but it's the smallest regarding controlling tower. Okay, call it that way. So there's a control tower here that works at day. There's no control tower at night. So we have some separation between aircrafts at day, and at night we have Palm Beach, that is the controller for the actual big side of Florida, that control us at night. So that's a good thing. We have 3 runways. We have 10 right, the opposing. We have 14 and the opposing, and the 10 left and the opposing. 10 left being a small runway, just used for landings. Okay, so that's where we train in Aviator College. We're the only flight school in the area, well, in the airport, so it's just us and some maybe traffic that comes. Why it's international, what I've heard is that people from the Bahamas, they didn't want to come and land in Miami because it's expensive. They come here and land in Fort Pierce because there's no fees for landing, you know. Meanwhile, you land in Opaloca or you land somewhere else, they can charge you up to $200, $300 per landing. So here's free, okay, and we're not that far. So, and they use it as an airport of entry, let's call it that way. So people coming from Bahamas, coming from Europe, they land here, no charges nor anything. They do immigration here and then they fly inside the United States. So it's an airport of entry. That's why it's an international airport. We have minimum traffic, call it that way. Back when I was a student, actually it was pure luck that I actually end up here, because when I did my time building to Daytona, being a student, I saw myself waiting over like 20 minutes in the whole short line of Daytona International, and I cannot understand how people train there, because it's a huge amount of volume of students, of actual big aircrafts landing all the time, IFR traffic, things that we don't have here. So at the end of the day, we were trained to be able to handle those type of airspace because we go, okay, but it's not on a daily basis. So it's gonna take us shorter time to finish our training, okay? But still we're gonna cover those areas that we need to understand, like going to those airports, okay? So it was like the best of both worlds, because honestly, if you stay in a place where there's gonna be a lot of traffic, you're gonna burn money in the ground, just waiting to be taxed, or waiting to take off, or waiting to do things like that. So that's like the difference between a class, small class Delta like us, and a big class Charlie or a class Bravo like is Miami or Daytona. Like I said, we have full instrument approaches here. That's something really good. So now I understand how hard it is for other schools to just fly somewhere else to do that training, okay? Because there's in our TCO, in our lessons, we need to teach students how to track and intercept an ILS and a localizer. Well, there's a lot of airports in the United States that have that, but not all of them. So you have to really do some time building, go far and do that, and that's under expense of course, the student. So thank God that we have the ILS here. They're fixing it, so that should be up in a month maybe, and we can start doing all our approaches here. We have the ILS, we have AirNav approaches for our runways, we have VOR approaches for our runways, we have a DME ARC sharing the airspace with Vero Beach Regional Airport up north. We have an out-of-service NDV approach, but we can still dial that up. So basically all the instrument training can be done here. Something that it was good for me, because when I did the tour here back in 2015, I didn't know anything about this. And now that I'm here, I was like, thank you, I did it here. And now that I'm not need to go like, oh, I need to go West Palm Beach, I need to go Foxtrot 45 that they have localizers. So that really took my time into just focusing here in Fort Pierce to do my training. I don't need to go somewhere else. And basically that's it. We have training areas, of course. We have a couple of call it like an airspace southwest from our location where we train. We have some altitude restrictions and everything that we need to follow as a flight school to maintain separation, to be safe. So we never had a military collision or anything like that. We never had anything like that. So it's a pretty safe environment, call it that way. Okay, we are a big operation, of course. It was so big at a time that we had to take all the instrument traffic or the instrument training at night. So now we changed to be a 24-hour operation school. So of course, in day we're just having private pilots and commercial training, and state checks and check rides, and at night all the instrument training. So we basically divided everything so we could be fully all the time. Yeah, and that gave us a little bit of separation, because it was kind of annoying sometimes. You practicing some landings and then five guys approaching on the approaches for the ILS or for the AirNav that we have. So we just build that at night. So now we don't have that. We just full focus on landings at day, full focus on approaches at night. That's good. So like I told you before, we have three main housing. We have the main campus here. It's a house of 4 rooms. Okay, each room you're gonna be sharing with another guy or a girl if you're a girl, and you share a bathroom with that person. And of course your room is pretty big. It's like 2 times maybe this space, maybe 2.5 times this space. And I lived there for a year. Okay, I live with Sam, my friend from Pakistan. It's pretty nice space, honestly. And then you're gonna share the house with 3 more rooms. Okay, so it's a total of 4 rooms, total of maximum 8 students per house. Okay, we try to minimize the amount of students per house. Right now, in the center of the house, we have a TV, we have microwave, we have oven, we have everything that you need to cook and do all your stuff. We have a TV for the PlayStation or whatever you're gonna have. We have here we have a pool, we have a tennis court, we have a volleyball court, and Sundays we offer students a chance to go and play soccer. Yeah, and it's pretty good. There's a nearby gym here, so there's some students that actually do a carpool and they just go to the gym and come back. It's pretty close, and they offer a discount for us also. That's here. Okay, it's the bad thing about here. Let's say call it that, like a bad thing, that you're gonna be with a lot of people living in the same place. Okay, so if you're not that type of person, that you don't really like to be living with someone in the same room, well, we can offer you the Portofino or Vero Beach campus. Okay, so there are 2 different places. One is going to be apartments, and the other one is going to be housing, like the same as this one's, but further from here. We offer transportation, so in case you don't have a car or a bike or whatever, then you just take the shuttle that we can offer for free, and you come with us. I mean, that's it. We offer the transportation also to Walmart from Fort Pierce. So if you need to do groceries, you can get that shuttle. If you need to go for just want to have to a restaurant, or you want to go just to a movie, whatever, we offer the shuttle. Okay, the shuttle works, if I'm not mistaken, every 2 hours back and forth. It's just 15 minutes from here, both campuses, so it's pretty good. The private campus that I was telling, the other two campuses that I was telling you about, Vero Beach one and the Portofino one, they are one is an apartments that you're going to be sharing the house with between three people, but each room is going to be separate. So you're going to be having, if you have luck to be the first one there, you get the big room with your own bathroom, and then the other two guys are going to be sharing a bathroom. But still, it's really good. Or you can be having Vero Beach, that is the same accommodation, but it's going to be in a house. Okay, so whatever you want, depending. We have Vero Beach and Fort Pierce, they're really close together. They're the two towns, and we're stuck in the middle. So, I mean, pretty much I lived here when I came here in 2016 without a car for a year and a half. I really didn't need anything. I just paid my food. I had Tiki, the restaurant I was telling you about in the FBO. If I didn't want to cook something home, I was just walking towards the restaurant. They gave me some discount for being Aviator College, just showing my badge. So that was good. You know, that's accommodation. We offer Wi-Fi, water, everything. The only thing that you have to bring is your own food, cook maybe for yourself, and that's it. Personal stuff. Yeah.
فمجمل الكلام اللي تكلمنا عليه أنا والكابتن هوان بالمدرسة قبل شوي هو كالتالي. أول شيء مطار تريجر كوست انترناشونال، زي ما قلنا مش مطار انترناشونال بحيث إنه بتنزل عليه الإيرلاينز، بأشياء رحلات محددة اللي بتنزل عليه كانترناشونال، وهي المدرسة الوحيدة في المطار هذا. لما نيجي تكلمنا على الطيارات، هم بيستخدموا للمحرك واحد اللي هي البايبر آرشر اللي هي زي هذه الطيارة اللي كانت وراي، وبيستخدموا للمحركين اللي هي البايبر سيمينول اللي وريناكم إياها والبيتش كرافت. عندهم طبعا الخيارين، الطالب بيقدر يتدرب على كله يكون جلاس كوكبيت اللي هو الشاشات المتطورة والجي 1000، وعندك الخيار انك تطير على السكس باك اللي هي الستاندردز العادية. هذه من ناحية الطائرات. هلا بالنسبة لبرامج التدريب عندهم، هم عندهم 4 خيارات، او الخيار الرابع ممكن يكون الواحد يسوي اضافة مع الثلاث خيارات الاولى. اول خيار اللي هي رخص الطيران كتدريب طيران، يعني انك تيجي تدرس رخص الطيران، تخرج معك رخص وترجع لبلدك معك رخص طيران او رخص مدرب طيران بالاضافة لها. الخيار الثاني اللي عندهم اللي هو دبلوم طيران، هو بيغطي الدبلوم هذا من ضمنه في عندك رخص الطيران ورخص مدرب الطيران. الحلو في البرنامج الدبلوم لما تاخده مع الكلية انه بيطلع لك انك تقدر تقدم على شيء اللي هو زي تدريب عملي ما بعد الدراسة، وهذا التدريب العملي بيطلع لك تصريح عمل، وبهذه الطريقة انت بتقدر تشتغل في الأكاديمية كمدرب طيران وتجمع ساعات. وطبعا هم بيضمنوا للخريجين تاعونهم ان يتوظفوا عندهم كمدربين طول ما هم محافظين على الستاندرد وادائهم جيد. الخيار الثالث اللي هو البكالوريوس. من البكالوريوس انت نفس الشيء بتاخذ رخص الطيران وبالاضافه الى مواد اضافيه عشان تكمل هي شهاده البكالوريوس. وبرضه البكالوريوس بيعطيك خيار انه تصير تشتغل معاهم كمدرب طيران وتجمع ساعات، وخيار البكالوريوس بيعطيك تصريح عمل لفتره اطول انك تجمع ساعات اكثر، فهذا بيفيدك من ناحيه انه تجمع ساعات زياده وتشتغل وتاخذ خبره في امريكا وفي مدرسه طيران بامريكا. الخيار الرابع او الاضافه الرابعه اللي هو النظام الاوروبي اللي هو الإياسة. عندهم الخيار انه انت اثناء دراستك او بعد ما تخلص دراستك انك تحول الرخص الاوروبيه، وبيصير معك رخص FAA امريكيه ومعك رخص إياسة اوروبيه من امريكا. اهم شيء اذا كنت ناوي انك تسوي البرنامج الاوروبي معاهم، انك تجيب الفحص الطبي الاوروبي من دوله اوروبيه، لانه الفحص الطبي الاوروبي الدرجه الاولى اول مره ما في حد بيقدر يسويه خارج اوروبا، لازم يكون في دوله اوروبيه ينعمل، لكن التجديد تبعه بتقدر تجدده مثلا في امريكا او تمدده في امريكا. فاهم شيء للي حاب يجي على برنامج اللي هو الرخص الاوروبيه يحاول يجيب معاه فحص طبي اوروبي. اللي الناس بتسويه اكثر الاحيان مر علي اللي هي بده يسوي الفحص الطبي. ممكن رحله الطالب هو جاي على امريكا هون يوقف في مطار مثلا فرانكفورت، لانه مطار فرانكفورت بيكون فيه مركز طبي بيوفر الفحص الطبي للطيران. فالشخص ممكن يسافر عن طريق ترانزيت لفرانكفورت، يسوي الفحص الطبي للطيران، ياخذه اللي هو الفحص الطبي الدرجه الاولى من المركز الطبي، ويكمل بعدين مشواره على امريكا ويبدا ان شاء الله التدريب هون. زي ما فهمنا تقريبا عندهم 60 طياره الاجمالي، وعندهم تقريبا 10 طيارات اللي هي الملتي انجن ايركرافت. هذا المبنى اللي وراي هناك هو المينتنس فاسيلتي، عندهم يعني مركز الصيانه الخاص فيهم للاكاديميه. طبعا اللي حابه اوضحه انه الكليه عندها نظامين، عندها نظام التدريب على فيزة الM1، وهذا البرنامج ما بيسمح لك انك تشتغل كمدرب طيران، وعندهم الخيار الثاني انك تعمل التدريب على فيزة F1 ويطلع لك اللي هو التدريب العملي ما بعد الدراسه والتدريب العملي اثناء الدراسه، وتقدر تجمع ساعات وتحصل راتب. تقريبا بيعطوا $20 على الساعه لكل مدرب، لكل ساعه بيطيرها مدرب مع طالب. طبعا كابتن هون تكلم على موضوع اللي هو السكن. بالنسبه للسكن عندهم مبنى بالضبط يعني بعيد نص دقيقه مشي من مبنى الاكاديميه. هذا المبنى مخصص للغرف المشتركه، يعني بيكون الشقه فيها 4 غرف و4 حمامات، كل طالبين بيشتركوا بحمام ويشتركوا بغرفه. هذا خيار. الخيار الثاني اللي هو عندهم سكنين مختلفين، اللي هي الطالب بيكون مثلا غرفة خاصة بشقة مثلا 3 غرف، كل واحد عنده غرفته، طبعا كل شيء لسعره. اللي بصراحة عجبني يعني شوي نوعا ما اللي هو عندهم اللي هي الترانسبورتيشن، مواصلات مجانا إذا سكنت بسكنهم. بيوفروا لك ترانسبورتيشن والمواصلات مجانا من والى السكن، ومره واحده في الاسبوع بياخذوك على وول مارت عشان تقضي مشترياتك. فهذه الناحيه كويسه، انه الواحد مثلا ما بيحتاج يشتري سياره اذا جاي يخلص البرنامج سريع، او اذا مثلا، لانه انا دائما بشوفها بالطلاب اول شهر شهرين اذا ناويين يشتروا سياره اول شهر شهرين بيتعبوا في موضوع المواصلات، مثلا عشان يروح لانه اوقات الدوام وكذا ممكن يتاخروا على الرحلات، عشان مثلا بيروحوا بيشتروا اشياء فما عندهم سياره يحطوا فيها الاغراض. فخيار كويس انه يكون موجود المواصلات منها باولها، الواحد هو عم بيتعرف على المدينه وبيكتشف الولايه وبيكتشف وضع الدراسه كيف. اخر شيء قالوا لي اياه اللي هو اذا الطالب حافظ على معدل 3.5 من 4. شوف بما انه احنا عم نحكي على برنامج مثلا الكليه او الجامعه، ففي عندنا شيء اسمه GPA اللي هو معدلك من 4. إذا حافظ الطالب على 3.5 من 4 على مدار التدريب بيحصل على مو سكولرشيب أو مو حقول منحة، لكن بيحصل على خصم تقريبا $12,000 على تكاليف الدراسة. وبهذا يا أخوان إن شاء الله بتكون انتهت زيارتنا لكلية Aviator College في فورت بيرس فلوريدا. أنا حترك معلومات التواصل والتسجيل والأرقام تاعت الكلية في الديسكريبشن أو بالفيديو هذا، بحيث أنه إذا حبيت تتواصلوا معهم تقدروا تتواصلوا معهم. أتمنى إذا حبيتوا تسجلوا أو تتواصلوا معهم تذكروا أنه شفتوا الفيديو في عالم الطيران أو كابتنيات، بحيث أنه يعرفوا جهودنا وين وصلت. كالعادة ما بستغني عن دعمكم باللايك والشير والسبسكرايب، وعشان نقدر نصور مدارس أكثر. وإذا في بالكم أي مدرسة معينة خصوصا بفلوريدا اذكروا اسمها بالكومنت، وان شاء الله احاول اغطي لكم اياها كلها، بحيث انه يكون عندكم فكرة كويسة عن الكليات والاكاديميات اللي هون قبل ما تتخذوا قراركم وتسجلوا معهم. يعطيكم العافية.